Onke Sitwayi will be walking from Cape Town to Mthatha, that's in the Eastern Cape, of course, to raise funds for his village in order to build a school. He said to highlight the garden route for Heritage Month and assist community members. This is his third walk since COVID-19, or at least post the pandemic. For more on the endeavor itself, Onke joins us now in studio. And what an endeavor it is. Yeah, welcome to the SABC. Thanks for popping by.
No, thanks for having me. I really appreciate you.
I'm tempted to borrow you my watch to say, please walk for, I need all those steps.
My sister said the same thing.
I'm sure you've got much bigger objectives, as it were. Yeah. Let's begin by just understanding this concept, right? Because a lot of people, I think, partake in a number of initiatives. It might be a run, might be a cycle, in order to raise funds. But for people who are struggling to connect the dots, how does you getting to the Eastern Cape from Cape Town by foot translate to essentially money being raised for you to build the school, hopefully?
For me, how this concept came to be is that I always wanted to do something for my community, because I believe in, there's a quote by this guy, I think J.F. Kennedy, who says that it's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So right. I've always wanted to do something for my community, like where I come from in Eastern Cape, Exhoga. So I've always trying to come up with concept until I saw this movie called Forrest Gump, of a guy who was just running and then got the attention. So I was like, okay, if I can do something similar, but he ran for 4 years. So I was like, okay, I can do something similar to what he was doing, and then try and bring all that attention to my village, because where I come from is very secluded from the city. So it's, even for people to go there, they have to go on gravel road. So it's not easy to get there. Even the companies that exist, they don't reach our community. So the concept, and then as I started talking with friends, telling them about what I wanted to do, okay, they said, okay, no. At first I said, okay, I want to do it in 7 days. They said, no, you can't do it in 7 days. And then I said, okay, what if I do it in 27 days to honor and commemorate the 27 years that Mandela spent in prison? And they said, yo, that's a great concept, because he was for education. So as I walk, I'm trying to get the attention of the people, the attention of the country, and the attention of the possible companies that do have the resources, because I believe that there are companies that have the resources, but they don't know about my village. So me walking is me just trying to get attention to bring it to my village and tell them about what we need in the villages.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, you've done this twice already. How has the reception been?
It's been good. We've been getting a lot of support from people on social media who have been very supportive of the journey when they found out about it, and also on our journey as well. We've been getting a lot of support from people. Like I can say, 70 to 80% of the time we get accommodation for free, because once people start hearing about what we're doing, they say, okay, we need to talk to these kids, because it's just a bunch of kids. So we have this concept. So they say, we need to talk to these kids and find out about why are they doing this thing. So they accommodate us in their spaces, they cook for us. Some old people even give us lunch boxes on the road. And also we've been so fortunate for the first walk to be sponsored by Isuzu and Celsi. So Isuzu gave us a car, like a support car on the road, so that we can put our refreshments and all these other things. And with the support of CLC, we were able to make calls and post, because the goal is to try and get the attention of the masses, so that they can hear about the story, and hopefully it gets to the right ears and eyes.
Sure. Yeah. And I have so many questions about this, so forgive my stuttering. The different terrains, for example, that you have to deal with in your walk. I'm glad you're saying that there's a car that's accompanying you, because if a storm breaks out, for example, you need to take shelter somewhere. Yeah,
one of the things that has happened on the road, since we're talking about the weather, I remember there was this accommodation. There was a place where we got accommodation. I don't know if it was in Northern Cape, I'm not sure. But I remember it was raining that night, and then the owner of the accommodation that we got was closer to a dam. So we got a call before we slept. The owner said, you know what, you need to move from that place and move to the other place. So when we woke up in the morning, the place that we were supposed to sleep in was like the water from the dam.
Right.
Yeah, I think it went inside. The house was like, you could say it was inside the dam as well.
It was completely flooded?
Yeah, it was completely flooded. Yeah, up to the windows. Wow. So if we would have slept there, because when you sleep, we are tired. So I'm sure we were going to find ourselves floating also in the dam. So there are those challenges, but just having each other on the road and keep on encouraging each other, and also keeping in mind the vision and the why this campaign started in the first place, because where we come from, we still have preschools that are in a form of a shack, And also the toilet that these kids use, which are long drops toilet. And and I'm sure you guys have heard stories about kids who fall in the long drop. So imagine your child, if you have a child, going to a preschool that's a shack, using a toilet that's a long drop. And I also have a sibling back at home who once fell in this long drops toilet and now has heart problems. I think she has 2 or 3 surgeries, heart surgeries in KZN. Sure. So those are the things that I think they motivate us and keep us moving, because we have to think about that, okay, why are we doing this thing? Because we think about the kids. And also I just recently had a son. So now I want a space where my son can also go to.
Right, absolutely. I'm glad you speak about the why, because my next question was going to be, the motivation to keep going. Physically, does this require any kind of preparation? I presume I can't just join you tomorrow. I'm not going to make it.
I think one thing that we forget as human beings is that before the cars, our ancestors used to walk. So I feel like once I start walking, I connect to the spirit of my ancestors, because my ancestors walked from Eastern Cape to Joburg. I've heard stories of them walking to Joburg. So also the legs are meant for walking, just that the cars today have made us lazy. So I think you just have to remind ourselves, remind the body of what it can do. So I think that's what happens once I start working, because there are times where once I start working, even though I'm feeling pain, I just zone out. And then I think there's a place that I go to that I don't even understand. It's just a spiritual place. I just start walking. But it's only when I take a break and when you start feeling those pains on your legs, the cramps and everything. But I feel like it's possible. You can do it. I think it's a mind over matter thing. If you tell yourself, okay, I can do it, you can do it.
So there's no prior training that you're taking part in, any kind of, initial smaller walks, training, lifting, lunges, whatever kind of leg training you can do to get through this?
So yes, I would do. So for me, it's walking around the city. Okay. Because I've got family members around the city, around the city of Joburg. So sometimes I'll call him a family member and say, okay, maybe I'm staying in Limbro Park. I have a friend who's staying in Centurion. That's like 15 kilometers. I say, okay, I'm gonna come to you. I'll come to you today.
I'm gonna walk to you.
I'm gonna visit you by walking to you, and then I walk around. Also, there's a gym in Limbro Park called Limbro Fitness Park that has been very helpful, sharing ideas, because you also need experts in this. Who gonna tell you, okay, these are the type of exercises can help. But so far, it's walking around and also diet. Also, remember, I was talking about the spirit of our ancestors. So since we are in the spirit of the Heritage Month, also it's connecting to the food that we used to eat before this fast food that we're eating today. Because food, it helps to detox your body. To cleanse your body, because once you eat food that cleanses your body, it also refuels you. Because if you've noticed, there's a certain food that you eat, after you eat, you just want to sleep.
Right.
I don't think that's what food is meant for. Food is meant to give you energy to refuel you. So for me, I adopted the diet of the plant-based diet. So walking around Joburg and also being on the plant diet is what has helped me finish the walks, and also keeping that why in mind. Okay, why am I doing this thing?
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah. It really is quite a story. I don't come across many stories like this, at least on a daily basis. So thank you very much for coming in and sharing with us. And especially when you consider just how noble the objective actually is. I really hope you're able to get that school going at the very least to help those who are to come after you. Onke, thanks for coming by.
And also, I don't know if there's time, I just wanted to say something as well. Okay, so far we've got the plan for the preschool. So one thing that we've managed to get from
I think that's what we're showing to our viewers at the moment.
We've managed to get the plan for the preschool, which is going to be 2 classrooms and also a computer lab. So now we're just trying to reach out to the hardware stores that are out there, Build It Your Cash Bill, that want to partner with us, want to help us to bring this to life. We really, really appreciate their help, because for now we don't have access to resources. All we have is just the idea and the vision. So any hardware stores that are out there that would love to be part of the campaign, partner with us to help us to bring the concept to life, would really, really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And this, I have no doubt, will help amplify your voice. Before I let you go, though, when is the walk happening?
So the walk was supposed to be this year. Right. So because of lack of sponsorship and resources this time around, we had to postpone it to next year. So we're still trying to get sponsorship, because I need the car to work. So if I work, so I'm hoping that me being here can get the attention of the possible sponsors who would like to work with us so that we can make this a possibility. Who knows, maybe we can do it in Nelson Mandela Day next year, since it's the 27 days work.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Once again, all the very best and thanks for coming through.
Thanks
really do appreciate your time. Onke Sitwayi is, of course, going to be working for a good cause, hoping to raise enough money to build a preschool in his community. Hopefully he's able to walk from Cape Town to Mthatha once, of course, he's got his ducks in a row. Once again, thanks very much indeed for coming.